All right, guys, today Chevy finally dropped the build and price tool for the new Z06, and I spent a little time on it this morning, and it's pretty crazy what we can build it, but it's a lot of fun. So what we're gonna do is I wanna build out the craziest Z06 we can buy. I wanna see how crazy the spec can get, how expensive we can get it, how weird it can look. We're just gonna go crazy with this thing to get the best spec possible on this new Z06, so let's jump right into it right now. All right, guys, we are going to go to Chevy's website here and then go to shopping, then build and price. And then at the very bottom of this page where it's going to list all of the Chevy vehicles, you've got the 2023 Corvette Z06 starting at 105.3. Now that 105.3 does not include destination and it does not include gas guzzler tax. Just so you know, the cheapest Z06 you can build is about 109. So don't be fooled by that 103. It's going to be 109. But anyway, we're here to build the most expensive Z06 possible. Let's do it convertible. Bam. Let's go to trims. And of course, most expensive, we got to get the 3LZ. So now we're already up. If you're looking at the ticker down here in the bottom corner, we're already up to 131. Exterior color. Really, you have a couple options here. You either have Amplify Orange or Red Mist. I like both, but let's go with Red Mist. Now, you have the option here for stripes. You can either get the Stinger stripes or you can get the full length stripes at $995. If we're going for the most expensive spec, you could choose here the $995 option, but I'm not going to. I'll show you why in a minute, because there's another option you can substitute that's also $995. So I'm going to skip ahead to the wheels, but before I do all that, I'm actually going to skip ahead. Here's kind of, to me, a little flaw in the workflow of this system on Chevy's website. I'm going to go to packages. Up here in the top section, you can kind of jump forward here. I'm going to go to packages. This is where I'm going to find the Z07 performance package. I think it should be like the next thing right after color, before you get to wheels even. But here we are. So I'm going to select the Z07 package. Now, if you select the Z07 package, you have to select a ground effects package. So I'm going to pick the visible carbon fiber, select. Okay, and then it's automatically going to add the carbon ceramic brakes, the tires, and so forth. So it's just telling you all the stuff it's automatically adding by doing that. Recalculate everything, and now we're up to $151,000 already. So the Z07 package is not $89.95. It's actually around $20,000. So, because you have to buy the Aero package as well. All right, now we'll come back to this page, but we're going to go back to the normal workflow. So we're going to go back to the wheels section. So now you'll notice I've got the little Z07 carbon fiber here at the bottom in the image. You can see the wing in the background over here. All right, so here's where it's going to get a little weird, but this is how I want my stupid, crazy, expensive Z06 to be spec'd. Okay, so I have to get the carbon fiber wheels, right? It's a $12,000 option. So you now spent $20,000 on the Z07 with the exposed carbon side skirts, so you have to spend another $12,000 to get the exposed carbon wheels, right? Generally speaking, that's actually a pretty decent deal for $12,000, but still a lot. So now we're up to $163,000 already. But here's where it gets a little interesting. You can also order an accessory set of wheels and tires. So you have two options. You have either the satin graphite with the red stripe, similar to the anniversary wheels, or you can get the Tech Bronze. Tech Bronze actually costs a little more. I think it's because they come with the center caps already. So we're going to select those as well. So you can order both carbon fiber wheels and the accessory wheels. And now you see my total went up to 166. And they do look actually pretty cool. So if I ordered it like this, I would get both the carbon fiber wheels and these Tech Bronze wheels. I don't know who would do that, but you could. Let's go to the interior now. Actually, you know what? Real quick, I jumped too far ahead. Let's go back to the wheels. Tires don't matter because those come standard with the Z07. Brake calipers, so we need to select brake caliper color. Let's choose yellow. I think that might go pretty good with the red mist. That adds a little bit. Center caps, again, the center caps come with this 260. They're already selected. And the wheel locks, let's see. Yeah, it's kind of weird with those Tech Bronze wheels. It won't let me select wheel locks. Actually, no, it's the carbon fiber wheels that won't let me select these wheel locks. So we can't choose those. That's okay. It's a $12,000 wheel. So I won't worry about $120 on the MSRP here. So now we're on the interior. We already have $167,000 in options. We haven't even touched the interior of it. So here in the interior, you have a lot of options. With the 3LZ, you can do basically any of the option colors. You can do the two-tone. You can do the dipped, which means you get the roof and A-pillars and the back, and everything's all the same color. You can do red, natural, gray, whatever. You can do the blue two-tone. You can do a two-tone red option. There's a lot of options here that you can do. But to get the most expensive spec we can that I know of building, I'm going to choose the Adrenaline Red Dipped Napa leather interior. Reason for that is because then it forces me to choose the color combination override. So they don't like you to pick funky colors. And for one reason or another, red interior on red mist is a funky color to the Chevy designer. So they force you to pay an extra $700 to try to not get you to pick it. It's a weird thing, but that's what they do. So anyway, we're picking it here because we want to spend a lot of money. It also throws in the torch red seatbelt with the dipped interior. So now you can see it's red everywhere. That's what you get with the red dipped interior. That then goes also in association with the red exterior. So it's going to be red on red on red on red on red. But we're up to $168,000 here now for our Chevy. Yes, Chevy. So we're going to keep scrolling down. Seat type. With the 3LZ, you have the option of the competition sport bucket seats. We're going to get those because it's extra $500. So it adds a little bit of black here on the seats. Seatbelt color, can't choose that because it's already thrown in. If I try to choose like yellow, it tells me actually, you know what? Maybe this will work. Let me see if it works. Ooh, it does work. Sweet. Okay, going for it. I didn't know you could override the red seatbelt on the dipped interior, but you can. So now we have yellow seatbelts. We're up to $169,000. Steering wheel. I don't think I can throw this in this specification. No, I can't. So we are now at $169,205. We are going to skip ahead to packages. And we're just getting started, guys. Okay, so the Z07 package is already selected. So there's that money. We're just going to throw in all of these packages. Why not? This package right here is the one I'm going to choose instead of choosing the stripes that I skipped on the original, on the color page, on the exterior page. So this is also $995. This gives you the stripe here on the hood, as you can see. It also gives you the rear hash stripes. I don't know if I necessarily love those. It's very, Racer Boy-esque, but it is what it is. So now we're up to $170,170. And again, we are not done, guys. We're going to the options. Now we get to throw in some of those a la carte options. We're on the exterior options. You can see that's included, that's included, that's included. We've already done that. We're going to choose the carbon flash mirrors, but gives us the option here for the carbon fiber mirrors. So of course, choosing those. We're up to $171,995. We're going to get the rear fascia protector. We are going to get the carbon flash mirrors. Now we're at $172. We're not going to choose the dark stealth cross flags, even though I think they look good, because they're not as expensive as the chrome badges. So we're going with the chrome badges. I don't know if it'll let me pick these lug nuts. Again, it has to do with the wheels that I select, so we're going to leave those off. But the red Z06 badge on the side, that's actually a pretty cool option. $295, a little expensive, but it's cool. Let's get some colored script on the back. I don't know too many people that pick that option, but we're going to pick it here. $395. Okay, let's do a car cover. Let's get this $1,100 car cover. Why not? So the museum delivery is a tricky one. It's $995. It's not going to let me pick it, and I'll tell you why. Is because these wheels, these accessory wheels, can only be on a delivery to a dealer because they're a dealer installed accessory. So it's not going to let me pick that. If you really had a dealer that might be able to force that through, I don't know. But with what we're doing today, we're not going to pick it. We're going to make the roof and nacelles black or carbon flash. That's a nearly $1,300 option. We're at $175. The ground effects and carbon aero are already picked, as you can see. So now we're looking at mechanical options. A couple more things here. There's that front lift. So if you're interested in getting the front lift, it is buried way down on this page. So don't forget it if you're building out your car. If you want that $100 battery protection package, $100, $105 recovery hook, which is actually not a bad thing to get, regardless of whether you're going to track or not. And black exhaust tips for $395. We're now to $179,000. Here's where it gets interesting. There is a performance exhaust system option. That performance exhaust system option is a little interesting. First, I haven't heard about this being an option for the Z06. When I click on the little info tab, it says it's by Borla. Great. I know they started selling Stingray exhaust systems as a dealer accessory. When I look at this picture, this is a Stingray picture. You know, it's got the outboard exits where the Z06 has the center exit. So I don't know if this is really even a Z06 product, but it's there. So we're going to select it. Maybe they just have the wrong picture. That'd be pretty cool if you could get that. So if you're keeping tabs on the bottom, we're at a pretty good number here. We're over 180 if you count that accessory. We're going to click over here on interior options. So we're still not done yet. Can't get the museum logo, unfortunately. Can't get the luggage, the 70th anniversary luggage, unless you get the package, which, by the way, if you're wondering, the 70th anniversary edition package is not the most expensive way to spec this car because a lot of stuff comes included, and then there's other stuff you're not allowed to add onto it. So it's actually not the most expensive way to go. But we're going to add all these accessories, as many as we can. So we can't get that personalized plaque, but we can get this one. We can't get the leather interior stitching because of what we chose with the color. I don't think we can throw in two-tone seats either. No, we're not going to be able to, so we'll cancel that. Stealth interior package that makes the grills like a dark gray, black almost color. We can get this leather bag, so we're going to get this luggage. And we're going to get carbon fiber interior package level 2, $5,000 for that on a Chevy. Anyway, so now we're up to 186, and we have a couple little things we can throw in here at the bottom. Some, if you need some spray to disinfect your car, you can throw that in for some weird reason. Floor mats, another set of floor mats for $295, and of course a roadside emergency kit for $15. And I think we've checked every box. So if you're keeping score down there in the bottom corner, here's what our car looks like. Forget the fact that the big wing's not on the back. I don't know why it's doing that, but yes, this does have the Z07 package with the aero kit, as you can see right here. So these are all of our options. 126 base price, but that's a HTC 3LZ. And then all these, the paint color, $16,000 in wheels, $1,000 for the interior, $10,000 in packages, $27,000 in additional add-on options, and of course the freight and gas guzzler tax, $186,800 plus $6,635 in dealer installed accessories. So if you are doing math at home and keeping score, that comes to a total price of $193,435. Now, let's say you have a decent dealer that charges maybe, I don't know, like a $250 dealer dock fee or something like that. You're at $193,685. And then let's say you're in the beautiful state of Texas where I am and you have to pay sales tax at 6.25%. I know some states are lower, some states are higher. That'd be 1.0625%. That is a total price, unless you have tax credits, trade and whatever, but we're not talking about that. Just if you're just buying this car, drive out price of $205,790. And that's just sticker price, guys. That's not with any other dealer add-ons, and that's of course not with the dreaded dealer markups that we might see on these Z06s. So you can imagine buying a $205,000 Z06, and then the dealer has a nerve to, I don't know, tack on an extra $50,000 or more. And now you're looking at a $250,000, maybe even up to $300,000, because some dealers are charging that high of a markup for a Chevy, and not just a Chevy, a Corvette. So remember 2 years ago when we spec'd out the most expensive Stingray, and it was a little over $105,000 or so. Now we're looking at about $200,000+ to spec out a Chevy Corvette Z06, way more than the 2019 ZR1s could ever get. These things are crazy expensive. So this is the most expensive build you can get on a 2023 Z06, after taxes out the door, after dealer installed accessories, and before markup, $205,000. All right, guys. Well, it should go without saying that I am not going to be spending $205,000 on my car. I mean, think about that. 200, really, let's say 195 pre-tax plus. Let's say you find a dealer that's going to be charging you $50,000 over sticker price. You're looking at 245 plus tax. You got to pay tax on the full 245. So I mean, it's just crazy. You're going to pay 260, 270 or so for a Chevy Corvette. Man, that's something else. But there will be people out there, unfortunately, that will pay that much, and it's pretty crazy. So I'm not going to be paying that much for mine. I'm really hoping to get an allocation at the next cycle, which is not until January. I've talked to my dealer. They said that they're hoping for January as well. They were upset, just like I was, that they did not get an allocation in that first round. But at that time, I'll be speccing out my own. So hit the subscribe button, because when that time comes, I will make a video explaining exactly what I'm going to be doing with my Z06. Until then, talk to you later, guys. Adios.